How are you guys?
We're doing great.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for joining us. So, everybody, if you don't know, Sherri is the mom and Chelsi is the daughter. They are a mother-daughter duo. They design fabric for Moda Fabrics since 2015, and Sherri started her blog in 2008, and it is called A Quilting Life. And Sherri designs under the name A Quilting Life, and Chelsi designs under the name Chelsi Stratton Designs, and then their fabric is called Sherri and Chelsi. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Of course.
We're so happy to be here.
Yes.
So we're going to do a trunk show, and they're going to show Delightfully Yours, Poinsettia and Pear, and Birch and Willow. And we're just going to have a trunk show. So we're going to just let them show their beautiful quilts. We'll talk about each collection and if it's in stock or if it's future. Some of it's in stock now, some of it is in the future. At the end, we're going to talk a little bit about the brand new Moda Quilting Cuddle. And you can pop any questions you have in. They're happy to answer any of them. So we can start.
We can start.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to start with our Delightfully Yours collection. And this first quilt is called Block Party, and the pattern's available in paper and PDF. It finishes at 63 inches by 76.5, and it's perfect for a honey bun and a layer cake. But also, if you have scraps, this is a great stash buster quilt. I had a ton of fun making this one. And yeah, it's just, if you've got leftover honey buns or layer cakes, even from different collections, it would be super fun to combine them.
So let everybody know what a honey bun is if they don't know. And then Billy, can you come back? We want to see the backing and the binding too.
Oh, they want to see the back and the binding of that quilt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Putting you guys to work.
So the backing for this one is the main floral print for that collection, and it also did come in the 108-inch wide.
Yeah.
So that was super great to be able to have that 108-inch backing in such a neutral print. And the binding, I did the really tiny little red floral for this one.
So,
So
we
pretty.
need to show it closer.
It's good.
Okay.
Okay, so the next quilt they're going to bring is called Blooming, and there are actually two sizes included in this pattern. The one that we're going to show you is the bigger size. There's also one that would work as more of a lap quilt, but this is a honey bun quilt. When we have honey buns with our collections, we love to have patterns that also use honey buns, and those are the 1.5-inch strips, as we mentioned. And so yeah, this one is 59.5 inches by 69.5 inches. And this is just one of my favorites. I love this one.
This one would be great for a scrappy quilt.
Yes, perfect for scraps too. The backing is the gray floral and the same print that was in the binding of the last one, but in the blue color. And I guess if we could just show the front again too really quick. For the setting triangles, I used one of the low volume prints. I just really love using the low volume prints for setting triangles and just mixing it all up, I guess. Okay, this next one is one of my favorites. If you've watched any of our videos for the last, I guess, 4 or 5 months, this has been the backdrop to our videos. So I did take it down yesterday and put up a new quilt for the backdrop for our videos, but this one is Sunnyside, and I love a good churn dash. And this is churn dashes inside of churn dashes, and then smaller churn dashes inside of smaller churn dashes. And this is a pretty big quilt. It's 79 by 79, and 1 fat-eighth bundle will make this quilt.
We got a great comment from Center Stage. She said, Sherri is the queen of using low volume fabrics beautifully in her quilts.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And then just the backing, I think Chelsea and I both just love using the low volume prints on the backings too.
100%.
Yes. And the binding on this one is the orange little print. And that's like I stepped out of my box to put an orange binding
Yeah,
on it.
that's new for you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the orange dots.
Yes, the orange dots. Okay, I've got two more and then Chelsea has some too. The next one is Eclairs. This is actually one jelly roll and one charm pack. And I love this one. And also, if you did a smaller version, it would make a great baby quilt,
Yeah.
I think.
Very true.
So, yeah, just one jelly roll, one charm pack, and then there's a print that you get that kind of ties it all together. It's 72.5 by 72.5, and you could easily make it bigger by adding another border. And the backing, we had houndstooth in this collection, and I love houndstooth. So this is the gray houndstooth on the back and the really tiny blue floral on the front. Okay, this next one is one of my favorites, and they're going to show the full quilt first, and then I'm going to show you something that I did a little bit different, but this is Quilter's Cottage. Every quilter needs a cottage quilt. And I just put some things in the border like flowers and hearts and spools, of course, spools. Really had a lot of fun with this one. Now, if you look at the house, I'm going to show you another version in just a second. And you'll notice something just a little bit different that I did with the house on this next one. But the backing is a low volume print and a red binding.
I'm so excited to see that y'all put low volume on your backing because sometimes I feel like I'm all alone in doing that because I do that on every quilt. And so I'm so excited that I'm not the only one.
Yeah, no, we're like in your group for
We're
that.
with you, Kimberly. We're the low volume backing queens.
Okay, so Billy's just gonna bring so I made a little one of just the center, and if you can notice, I did a tiny little grandmother's flower garden block
Oh, cute.
where the star was on this quilt. I just thought, hey, I think one of those will fit, and it did fit, and I just love it. This one's going back on the wall in my sewing room after today. Okay, I'm gonna turn it over to Chelsea now.
No, I do love that you, like, anytime you can put a grandmother's flower somewhere, you're like, I'm going to put it there. All right, so these are my Delightfully Yours quilt patterns. The first one is actually, like, super sentimental to me. It's my Hearts at Home quilt, and it's one of the very first designs that I ever designed for quilt patterns. It is jelly roll friendly and measures 69 inches by 69 inches. Log cabins are probably one of my favorite blocks, and just having the hearts in the center is really fun, but has been a big pattern like for me, and it just means a lot to me. So, and then the backing on this, again, low volume, and this is the large floral for the backing. What's great about this quilt too is you're using all of the low volumes in this quilt as well within the blocks. And I like to use the whole collection if I'm sewing a quilt. So
can y'all talk a little bit about low volume?
100%.
And what it exactly
yeah,
is?
I feel like, so low volume is typically like obviously the white background, but it's going to add like, you're going to have the designs and it's going to add a lot of texture, I feel like, to the collection, and it just gives it something else to, I don't know, I feel like low volumes really balance a collection out, and we typically tend to have a lot of them in our collections.
Yeah, we really do try to go for 6 or even 7 sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like you
That's
use them
on
on
my
your
bucket
backings
list.
and your borders almost all the time.
Yes.
all the time.
I love them. And one of my bucket list projects is to make a whole quilt with just our low volumes. I've got them stored in a box.
Oh, you know what? You should do like a sew along with that. And then people could collect your
Yes.
That would be
fabrics
so
and then we
fun.
can all sew along, including myself. That would be fun.
Oh yeah, I would love that.
Yes.
Yes, it's going on the list.
Kimberly, we're doing it. This next one is Simply Sweet, and I love a row quilt. This measures 58.5 by 66.5, and it is fat eighth friendly. I have a quilt called Magnolia, and I wanted to do a little mini version of that. So that's the block you're going to see on the very top and the bottom of this quilt. So it's like a mini Magnolia, and then we have some star blocks, we have some patchwork, some little houses, and some flowers.
Sort of go up. See that?
Yeah, that way they can see all the rows.
I love a good
Every
row
time
quilt.
I see this,
Yes. And you know what's funny, Kimberly, is when we have a collection, we will actually call each other and say, "Hey, are you doing a row quilt this time?" And like we'll like kind of switch off. It's really funny because we both love doing row quilts so much.
That's funny.
yeah, when I saw this quilt with those tiny magnolia blocks, I was just like, oh, I love it so much.
Oh, and then the border on it is the aqua. I love aqua. So we put the aqua on this with a red stripe binding.
And then on the quilts, what are you using the backgrounds from the collection or Bella Solids or a mix? And if it's Bella Solids, what color?
So the Bella Solid match is going to be Bella 200. So, and this is another thing we add with our low volumes is we usually do a tone on tone so that we can use that in the quilts. But I did use in the doors on the houses, the low volumes, in the center of the stars. Anywhere that I can use a low volume, I'm going to try to use it. And I feel like Mom does a really good job at that as well.
Yeah, we
Mom,
both.
yeah, you're really good though, Mom. She does like the low volumes for the sashing, and it always looks so good. I love that you do that.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I like having that little sparkle in the sashing.
Yeah.
Like it just adds something.
It doesn't take away from it at all. It's
Right.
super nice.
And when you're designing,
This-
do you design the low volumes first or the prints, or does it, like, where do you start when you're designing a collection?
So I actually do the prints first, and like I said, I have my color palette, and then I'll do the prints. But a low volume is always the first one that I do in each print because normally it's like I'm working with like a bunch of colors against that white background, and so I'll typically do that one first, and then go into like I'll do my two-tone options. And then do multis against like a darker background. So
Teresa has a good comment. She says, have Sherri and Chelsi ever thought about doing a low volume collection?
That would be so fun.
yeah,
Yes.
we have actually.
Yeah.
We've thought about it for
Yes.
sure.
Yes.
Yes, and actually discussed it in design meetings.
Yes.
So maybe someday. That's a good question.
Yeah, and then we can all do the sew
Okay.
along.
Yes. We're planning this. This is a good like planning meeting.
Yes.
So this next one is my All-American Remix quilt. I originally had a pattern called All-American. And when we did the Delightfully Yours collection, I kind of wanted to revamp that pattern and change some of the blocks. And I love this one so much because this truly is a beginner-friendly quilt. And it is, each block kind of increases in like beginner type of steps. Like,
Skill.
yeah, a skill builder's quilt. Mom, you're like 100% right. So you have your typical strip block, you have a patchwork block, and then you're moving in to stars, and it just, there's tiny little things like different steps to helping you as a quilter. And I love this quilt, and I've actually done a couple sew-alongs with this, and it was a lot of fun. It's just one of my very favorite quilts. I feel like it's good for beginners, 100%. Or even if shop owners want to do like one block per week or one block a month, that's something fun you could do with this quilt as well.
It's also
The
it would be really
backing
cute
is-
as a crib quilt with just, 3 blocks by 3 blocks.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it would be. That's actually a great idea.
Ooh, I'm gonna do that for my next baby quilt.
Yes. So this backing isn't actually from this collection. This is from Raspberry Summer, but it is our Dresden print, and just a good way to show you how we use our 60-inch wide panels. And we have, so like with our collections and stuff. So Poinsettia and PEAR has a hexi panel, so this is a great way that you could use it in the Poinsettia and PEAR collection panel.
And I think that SKU that you have on the backing, I think we still have a lot of that in stock at Fat Quarter Shop. So that's exciting.
Oh,
Good.
that is a great print to have. It is so great for backings because it's 60 inches wide, and I mean, pillowcases would be super cute in it.
Yeah.
I've used it for the linings of bags. And I actually think the last bag that I made where I used it for the lining, I almost thought that could be the outside of a bag too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love that print.
So this is my last one from Delightfully Yours. It is a favorite. This is Springtown. It was a box quilt with Moda. It's layer cake friendly, and the finished size is 61.5 inches by 66 inches. You have the cottages and you have the flowers. I originally designed a quilt called Little Town, and I wanted to kind of do a series of quilts for seasons with those cottages. And so this is added to that collection, one of the patterns that will be within that series. So this is for springtime, and I had some comments on a podcast one time that was like, do you ever design layer cake friendly patterns? And I thought, okay, I'm going to specifically design a layer cake friendly pattern. So this is the outcome of that. And I just think it's really cute and uses all the fabrics. Also, the centers of the flowers uses the low volumes.
Yeah, and everyone's
backing
wanting to
is
know
one of
on
my-
your low volume prints, is that base color the same throughout the low volumes, or does the shade change? I think it stays the same, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
it stays the same. And I mean, I could see how some people would think it might be different when you have if you have a busier design on something on top of that background color, it might read a different shade, but they're all the same shade.
And that
I
Raspberry
love this
Summer
pattern.
Dresden SKU, it's actually 60 inches wide, which I forgot, and the SKU is 37698-11, if you're looking for it. I love the 60-inch wide. I feel like it's so nice when you're doing a border and you don't really have to buy length of fabric.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're going to move on now to our Poinsettia and PEAR collection quilts, and these are going to be in May available for,
Yeah.
yes, so not too much longer actually, right?
Well, the
We
patterns
tell
are in
ourselves.
stock now. The fabric won't come
The
out
patterns
until
are-
May.
Yeah, and we're going to show this first quilt first because this collection is really fun. You'll see all the different things you can do with it, but we both did some Valentine's projects with this collection, and we just pulled the reds and the pinks and the grays out of that. And so this is lovely, and there are two sizes in this pattern, a 44.5 inch by 53.5 inch. And then the one that we're showing is the 53.5 inch by 62.5 inch. And this works with fat eighths, but it's also layer cake friendly. So I had some people messaging me, and yes, you can do the heart blocks using a layer cake, and then you just need to get some added fabrics for your backgrounds and sashing and everything. But this is lovely.
That one's so cute. I
And
love
the
it.
backing, oh, thank you. I used the gray print for the back and then the red gingham for the binding.
And so you just took
I
the
love
green
that
out of the
pink
collection
floral.
when you made that quilt, right?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
all the greens out. So
There's so many options with it. If you want to just do the reds and the pinks or just the greens and the pinks. We really tried to show that with this collection, like how you could use it all year round.
so this next one, and actually, I don't know, I didn't put the gray in this one, right?
Nope.
Okay, so this is
Right.
posies. Oh, I used the gray just for the stems on the pears.
Yeah.
That's right.
3 of them.
So this is posies and pears. And this one was so much fun to make. I also wanted to show this could just be a springtime collection. And there are actually 3 different projects included in this pattern. We'll show you all 3. The first one is the throw, and it's 53.5 inches by 62.5 inches. A fat eighth will make this entire quilt, except for the background.
Yeah. Go with it.
And the backing on this one is another low volume. So,
And it's one of my favorite prints too. I like this flower print a lot.
and then this pattern also has the instructions for the posies and pears table runner.
Oh, that's so cute.
And we will show you the backing on this one right away because this is the 60-inch wide cheater print with the hexagon flowers that comes with this collection.
You know what would be great? Could we
So-
show the 2 next to each other, like the Dresden from Poinsettia and Pear, and then the Dresden of the Raspberry Summer next to each other? That would be cool to see.
Yes. Okay, so Isabel, if you'll go get the last quilt with the Dresdens on the back, Billy's going to show the wall hanging. Because I had to make a wall hanging, and then he's going to show you, it's Chelsea's quilt with the, yeah. And then, so the backing of this one is also the cheater print.
Oh,
Yeah, the one
the
with
red,
all
white, and blue.
the red, white, and blue quilt. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to show you these 2 together, the backings. Billy's going to
Oh, I
hold.
see. Yeah. Here, I'll
And then-
I'll switch it.
We just really appreciate my son, Billy, and his wife, Isabel, helping out today. So, okay, yeah, we're going to show these 2 together. The Dresden 60-inch wide and then the Flower Garden 60-inch wide. Yeah.
So the one on the left is from Raspberry Summer, so that one's available. And then the one on the right is from Poinsettia and Pears, and that's coming out in May.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. This next quilt that we're going to share is called Homespun, and once again, another honey bun friendly quilt, or also great for scraps. And this one's 58.5 inches by 68.5 inches.
Oh, Billy, the mom's
Other
pile.
Oh, I got mixed up.
Yeah.
I love this quilt so much. It's one of my favorites, actually. I love patchwork quilts. She went she didn't do a low volume backing on this. I'm
Yeah.
shocked.
Chelsea's giving it away. I guess I was kind of selfish when I wrote this pattern. I wanted to make this in this collection, but I also wanted it available for me to use with scraps. So, and I've also thought about doing all low volumes when I remake this with scraps from all of our
With a
different
darker background.
collections. Yeah.
Ooh.
So this is homespun, and then yeah, they're gonna show you the back, and I actually went with a dark fabric.
Oh no, Kimberly.
And I think the reason I did that with this one is I really did picture this one getting a lot of use at Christmas time, and I just wanted a darker backing.
That's like
But
that's
yeah,
like
honey bun
criminal.
friendly. yeah.
It's like you're cheating on your
Okay.
fabrics.
Yes.
Mom.
I'm sorry. When Chelsi saw that coming over with the backing, she was just like, she couldn't.
What are you doing?
Yeah. This next one is
This is my favorite.
Whimsy Stars.
So cute.
And
I know they're all my favorite though.
this is a pretty big quilt actually. This is 71.5 inches by 83.5 inches. This is a great beginner quilt that would be great just because every other block is just showing off the fabric. It's great for showing off the prints that you love, and then you alternate with a star and a star blocks, and I love this quilt for that reason. I did also use low volumes. You'll notice they're in the backgrounds of some of the blocks. And this is a fat quarter quilt. You could also do it with fat eighths.
I love the little polka dot in the top right. That looks so good because it looks like you kind of pieced it, but you didn't.
Yeah, the polka dot is so fun in this collection. The backing, I went with, this is one of my favorite prints.
It's actually my favorite.
Is it your favorite?
I just think it's very vintagey looking. And
Yeah, and it's got the red and the green together.
I don't fault you on that.
And
Darker back.
Yeah, so this is kind of a darker backing, but not totally back. Totally dark.
I feel like it's in the middle. Maybe it's a middle volume.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
The middle volume.
And then this next one is a medallion quilt. Chelsea and I both love medallion quilts. You'll see another medallion in a little bit. But this is wreath and pine. And this is also layer cake friendly with some yardages that you add in for the center section.
Bless you.
Bless you. Lots of stars and trees and stars and flying geese, all the things I think about for Christmas time. This quilt is 58.5 inches by 58.5 inches. And then there is also a table topper included in the pattern. Oh, I guess we should show the backing first. We're back to the low volumes.
I'm so proud of you.
Yes, back to the low volumes for this one. And the red gingham for the binding. But we use low volumes in the front of that quilt a lot as well. And one thing I wanted to know about this little table topper is that you can make the center star for the table topper while you're making the center star for the larger quilt. So you kind of can use your scraps for that and make it at the same time. And this table topper is 28.5 by 28.5.
I love when you can do that with quilt patterns because it's like 2 in 1.
Yes, yeah. And then my final poinsettia and pear quilt is the Poinsettia Stars Block of the Month. And this one was so much fun to make. I know that Fat Quarter Shop is going to have kits for this, right?
Yes, we are.
And this is 59.5 by 74.5. And I just had a blast using low volumes and all of the different prints. All 12 unique star blocks for this one.
Yeah, so you could kind of you could buy the kit and then do 1 block a month at home. And then, at the end of a year, you would have a full quilt.
Yeah. And this is one of those quilts where, like Chelsea mentioned, using the low volume and the sashing, that I use that in the sashing for this. Just kind of a little extra sparkle in there. And
the low volume in the center
of some of the
stars.
Yeah. And then this is once again that 60-inch wide cheater print with the grandmother's flower garden blocks.
That is so
green
cute.
gingham for the binding. Okay, I think we're moving on to Chelsea's.
Yeah, I just noticed I have so many patterns with this collection. Okay. Oh, so this first one is, okay, this one's my favorite, Billy, and I mean it. Billy keeps making fun of me. He's like, they can't all be your favorite, but
We should take
This
count
one
of how
was a
many
lot of
times you
fun.
say the word favorite today.
yeah.
Yeah, I think Billy does count that sometimes.
So this is Christmas Lane, and this is a row quilt I did with this collection. You'll see the wreaths and the candy canes. You have presents. the Christmas trees, the pears, and the cottages with the trees as well. I had so much fun designing this one. It is fat quarter friendly, and it actually includes a wall. I don't have the wall hanging here, but there's a 9-block wall hanging included in the pattern. And the quilt measures 65 inches by 78.5 inches. With this being a Christmas collection, I wanted to go an extreme and do something really, really Christmassy with it. And then I also have patterns that are not as Christmassy. But I just love this one. It was really fun to share at Quilt Market. And yeah, the backing is our PEAR print in the low volume with the poinsettias.
I really love the wreath block with the little berries in it.
Oh, thank
I
you.
was just going to say that. The wreath block is my favorite. I want to make a pillow with that. I've been
She
telling
does.
Chelsea. And also the berries are pieced. They're not appliqué.
Yeah. I have had questions about that. So everything is traditionally pieced in all of my quilts, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah. The next one is called Candy Stripes, and it is honey bun friendly. The quilt measures 69.5 inches by 69.5 inches. You have some log cabins and some patchwork blocks in there. And what's great is, Kimberly, like you
Yeah, that's the
mentioned
right way.
earlier,
Yeah.
is you can go, this could be a great scrap quilt as well. So if you have scraps and you want to do something like this, like especially if you have low volume scraps, because within these blocks we're using the low volumes as well in the log cabins, that's something that would be, you know, great usability for any scraps that you have on hand. And yeah, I just love that it uses the whole collection. You get a lot of usability out of your honey buns. So, and then the backing is our Argyle low volume print.
And I think that one's great for beginners.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
And
Easy
also,
block. Yeah.
yeah, the honey buns really do save so much time if you want to make a quilt with, 1.5-inch strips.
Yeah.
It just saves you so much time just to get a honey bun.
Yeah. This next one is really sentimental to me. I've talked about this story on the podcast. I spent a lot of time with my great grandmother, and she was just really awesome. I have a lot of really good memories with her. And so this pattern is called Grandma's House. And you have these houses with the stars. This pattern is fat eighth friendly, and the quilt is 72.5 inches by 84.5 inches. And I really was happy because my mom said she actually was like, I will make this one,
Yes.
which is a huge compliment. But yeah, the stars are kind of scrappy and they have low volumes in the centers. So I kind of designed that. She always had a lot of that deep green and red in the projects that she made. So that's why I added those as the borders. That's just something I would have seen in her house a lot. And we did the hexie panel as the backing. This is kind of a larger quilt, and so this panel came in handy. I have 2 quilts that are pretty large in this collection, so the hexie was my go-to.
Yeah, I love those 60-inch wide fabrics for backings.
This next quilt is, so my mom did a Valentine's quilt, and I wanted to do something more summery, like say you just want to do the pinks and reds and greens and not do the grays. So this quilt is a watermelon quilt. It is called Sunny Days, and it is actually layer cake friendly. And the finished size is 75.5 inches by 75.5 inches. So you have alternating watermelon blocks and flower blocks. I just think it's really fun for summer and kind of shows off a kind of a different way to use the collection if you wanted to. We really have tried to, show that you can use this year round. Also on those watermelon blocks, you're seeing a lot of the print. So it's a great way to show off prints as well.
And the watermelon block,
normally
that's
I
all
don't-
piece, right?
Yep, all pieced, and actually the construction of it is my favorite. I don't want people to feel like, oh, that block looks hard. It really is so easy the way that it's designed, and the pattern. I feel like my patterns do have a lot of like graphics to kind of give good visuals for making these quilt patterns.
I feel like I need a watermelon pillow too.
Oh goodness.
Maybe with 3 blocks, a bench pillow.
She is gonna do so
flowers.
many pillows,
Yeah.
you guys. Pillows and table runners, I feel like, are all over my mom's house. And yeah, I think, the sashing, we did a little bit more bold sashing. And then the backing, this is one of my favorite prints. So this print is actually one you will recognize from Strawberry Lemonade. And we brought it back in this collection.
And sized it a little
And
bit.
so,
different.
the size is bigger.
Super cute.
So that is Sunny Days. And so this next pattern is actually a 2-in-1. The pattern has both quilts in it, so you can make both quilts with just one pattern. And the reason why is I wanted to be able to show how you can just substitute a different block in with patchwork. So this first one, this quilt pattern is called Patchwork Moments. And this is the heart version for Valentine's Day. So the patchwork stays the same in both quilts. And the only difference is the heart would be switched out. I'll show you the next quilt in a minute. But this version has the hearts. I think it's so cute. Hearts inside stars, and then the patchwork.
I love how the
And
low
some-
volume connects from the heart to the border. It kind of like just ties it together.
Yes, 100%.
And the backing on this one, I don't know why I didn't use this print for one of my backings. I love this for some
I love
reason.
it. So this is a low volume, and it's a good example of a low volume that's going to feel a little bit more busy. So it kind of reads as a solid, which is great because when you have a low volume that reads as a solid, you could really use it as a main block as well. And it's going to show up pretty well.
Yeah, and I love
Yeah,
that
and
gingham
then
on
the
the
tree-
binding.
Yes.
We use the gingham on a lot of bindings for
But
this
it's on
collection.
all of my quilts.
Yeah.
So this next quilt is in the same pattern, and it's the trees version. So instead of the hearts, you're just substituting the trees, and it gives a totally different look. So this one is the same. The patchwork all stays the same, except now you have trees where the hearts are. So you have options, and there's yardages and instructions on how to make both quilts. So yeah, some little trees. And guys, I love trees. I love trees. And some patchwork. And then we did the stripe as the backing. Again, the stripe kind of reads as a solid as well. Like you could use
Oh,
it as
that's
a block.
fun.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever used a
And the
stripe for
trees are
backing.
scrappy.
I know. I have to say, after I saw her, I hadn't either. But after she used this stripe for the backing, I actually used a stripe for the backing in our next collection. You'll see it today. So.
Well, it's scary because you worry sometimes as a quilter, will it line up? Is it gonna, look, but we got it lined up and it worked super well. Oh, and that Patchwork Moments pattern is fat 8th friendly, and the finished size, I don't know if I said it was 61.5 by 69.5. My last poinsettia and PEAR quilt pattern is Regal Christmas. This one is jelly roll friendly, and it measures 71.5 inches by 83.5 inches. It is very large, you guys. And the pattern includes wall hanging that's 47.5 inches square. And then there's also an embroidery option included in the pattern. There will be a template in there that says "'Tis the season" to add to your border. So we have the scrappy Christmas trees and the stars and a patchwork look. And then jelly roll friendly, I think I said. The backing, have we not shown this backing yet?
No.
It
It
is
is
the first one.
Oh my goodness, you guys, this floral. So this is the large floral back, and we use this. This is actually a print from Strawberry Lemonade as well, and we brought it back into this collection. I love this print. I think the floral is just really pretty. I feel like the sizing is really good. So, yeah.
And then
And
on
then,
the front.
on the stars.
Oh, sorry. On the front,
Yeah.
is the border and the binding the same?
Stars.
No, so they're actually different. The border is the gingham, and the binding is actually the pink argyle.
Oh, okay.
But you could do them the same for sure. The stars also have low volumes in the center of them.
I feel like years ago when I first started quilting, the thing was to put the outer border and the binding the same. And, you really don't see that anymore, but that used to be like a thing.
The thing.
Yeah.
I feel like you do that sometimes.
I've done it a few times, but yeah, it definitely I think was more popular when I first started quilting too.
Instead of a contrast, just having a
Yes.
blend.
Just
Yeah.
like one frame around the edge of your quilt. So, okay, so we're moving on to Birch and Willow now. And this collection will be in stores in August
Yeah.
of 2026. This is Crossroads. This is a fat eighth quilt. And a fun story about this was actually the first quilt pattern I ever designed. But when I designed it, I used somebody else's fabric. And so I've always wanted to bring it back in our fabric. And I felt like this was a great collection. Birch and Willow is a kind of a striking fall collection, and I just thought this would be perfect for it. You use just about every bit of your fat eighth bundle. There's a scrappy inner border, and on the back, and we'll talk more about this at the end, but this is actually a cuddle, one of the cuddle with Moda prints that we're going to talk more about at the end. This was the first time I used it. Before I sewed with it, I decided to use it as a backing, and I love it. My quilter loved it, and this quilt is going to be super cozy. And I love the fact that we have this cuddle in the same prints as the collection, so you can have that soft backing that really matches.
That's awesome, because I think that's probably the first quilt I've seen with the cuddle on the backing, and I haven't tried that yet, so that's definitely on my list of things that I should do.
Oh yeah, you have to make one with that on the back. My quilter said it rolled great, and she said it was a dream to quilt with for on her quilting machine.
Did she say if she had to do the quilting more dense or?
She did it dense, but she does it dense all the time. But yeah, I asked her, did you have to adjust anything? And she said no. She said it was awesome.
Oh, that's great.
So this next quilt is Fall Dash, and there's also going to be a mini quilt that we'll show. Both quilts are in the same pattern now. I used to have them available separately. And originally this quilt I made in some other fabrics, and it was on the cover of American Patchwork and Quilting quite a long time ago. But also really fun to remake it in our collection. The throw that you're seeing right now is 53.5 by 68.5, and it's a fat quarter quilt. And
The bottom 2 rows.
Oh yeah.
yeah, and so just a mix of pumpkins. There's actually 2 different kinds of pumpkins, and then leaf blocks, all inside churn dash. Another example of me using the low volume in the sashing. And then the gray gingham for the binding. And then this backing, low volume again. And then, yeah, and then we have a mini version of this. It's all included in the same pattern, and it's 33.5 by 33.5, and you can actually use a charm pack
So
for
cute.
the mini.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's so cute. I feel like that low volume on the outside of the churn dash, that just is so cute.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, and then the backing on this one, you're going to recognize this print. We love this print, and it's perfect in these fall colors as well. Okay, this next pattern is or quilt is another big one. It's 77.5 by 77.5. It's a fat eighth quilt, and this is pumpkins and patchwork. And I just thought when I wrote this pattern, like kind of taking off pumpkin patch. So it's called Pumpkin Patch, and we have the pumpkins and then the patchwork.
That's so cute. I love that dark gray.
Oh, yeah, the dark gray has been
Yeah.
really great to work with. And then the backing of this quilt is actually, there is just one print in this collection that actually has pumpkins in it.
And this is the print.
And this is the print. So the rest of the fabrics or prints in this collection don't really have anything that is just right stare in your face Halloween.
Yeah.
Other than this print with the pumpkins.
That's so cute. I think that'd be really cute to make like a fall bag. I don't know, I've been like
Yes.
really into like bags, and I'm just like, I really like, it's on my list of like, could I ever perfect making a bag? But
Yes.
Yes, you can, Kimberly.
Yeah. So this next one is Cottage Charm. There are actually two sizes in this pattern as well. We're going to show you the 75.5 by 75.5 inch version first. And this is just a fat quarter quilt. And I love, love, love just kind of mixing it up. I wanted kind of a go-to quilt. And there's also a smaller version that would work great as a crib quilt, but you could really do this almost any size. You could do a 9-block baby quilt. And then the back, this is,
You did it.
I did it. I used a stripe for the backing, and this was totally inspired by Chelsea's stripe backing on that you saw earlier.
It shows off the prints really well because of the block size.
Yes,
That's
if you
super
have
nice.
some fabrics that you really want to show off the prints, this is great because they're bigger pieces.
well, I'm excited about the
Okay,
next one
and-
you're going to show. I mean, I did text you about it. I was so excited when I saw it from the sales rep.
Yes. So the next one is the smaller version that's included in this pattern. And I did make it completely out of cuddle.
So stinking cute.
So, and I did actually add a border from what is in the pattern. Once I started working with it and I saw how soft it was, I was like, oh, I want this a little bit bigger. And I added that border just like the border on the bigger quilt. But the pattern will tell you that it's 42.5 by 53, but as you're looking at this, it's about 48.5 by 60 because I added that border. But yeah, I used all 10 prints, so just 10 fat quarters of the Cuddle with Moda, and mixed them up, and had just love this. In fact,
So soft, you guys.
this
The
is
cuddle
the
really
softest
is
quilt ever. There is also batting in there, and it's just super fun to have a cozy quilt like this, and then use the gray gingham on the back. I did use the Cuddle with Moda for the binding, and it did get a little bulky in the corners, but I think I just wanted the whole thing cuddle.
Yeah.
Well, and
So
I love that Moda's doing the fat quarter sets of each cuddle in those, the smaller print. Just, I feel like they're fun because you can buy, one bundle, it's small, test it before you
Yes.
go and buy like a ton of it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so this next one is actually my last quilt I'm sharing today. It's my favorite. It's a row quilt. It's called Pumpkin Hollow. It is 50.5 by 57.5. It is fat eighth friendly. It would also make a great scrap quilt, but Moda does have a boxed kit for this one that will be available when the collection ships in August. And I really had fun designing this, and I remember telling Chelsea, I've got the row quilt this time.
She did. She had it designed so early.
And we used the low volumes inside the pumpkins, inside the churn dashes. I just really loved, and I loved making this one. It actually went together pretty quickly too. So everything I love about fall houses, fall leaves, pumpkins. So Pumpkin Hollow, and again, the backing is low volume.
Well,
And I did the stripe for the binding, and that pumpkin print you saw before is the outer border. So, and I did also sneak in a little bit of low volume with those flying geese.
So when you're piecing your
But
row
yeah.
quilts, just out of curiosity, do you like cut each row separately and sew each row separately, or do you cut the entire quilt and then piece it all at one time?
Yeah, no, I did it row by row for this. In fact, I had the rows hanging over here on a quilt rack, and I just did it that way. And I feel like that way I didn't get overwhelmed because I was just cutting one row at a time and sewing one row at a time. And the pattern's written that way too. And I feel like if a quilt shop were going to do a row of the month or something, it would be easy to
follow along.
And have a class every month.
Keep everything organized as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like on quilts like that, just in general, they're more likely to get finished because you can space them out really easily.
Yeah. Okay, so Chelsea.
Yes, I'm ready. This first quilt pattern is my Hello Fall pattern. I had actually designed this a few years ago, and when we designed this collection, I knew I wanted to bring this pattern back. You have the pumpkins with the hearts in them, and then lots of flying geese. This pattern is fat quarter friendly, and it measures 71.5 inches square. The backing on this one is the large floral with the pumpkins in it. And it is not bound right now.
It's next on my list.
Mom is going to bind it for me. There's actually going to be a few quilts that are not bound right now. But
the binding's over on my table, actually.
Yes. Thank you.
So
you guys, Mom is amazing.
So y'all should tell that story about how one of you binds and one of you cuts. Is that what it is?
I do the binding, but Chelsea does photography.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, that's
so
what it
I
is.
will edit all of her photos, like for her blog, for her Instagram, and that is like the best trade to me. And she like loves, like her and my dad, they will sit down and watch a show at night, and she will just bind her heart out. So
I just can't watch TV unless I'm binding a quilt, so
she has to be doing something. So
Yeah.
it's perfect. This is another older pattern of mine. This is Hey Pumpkin, and this is pumpkins with leaves in it. Something I really love about this is you have some of the blocks that utilize the darker background so that you can have white pumpkins showing off those low volume prints for this collection. And then on the pumpkins that aren't low volume, you have the low volumes within the pumpkin for the leaves on this one. Oh, and this quilt pattern is also fat quarter friendly, and it measures 56 inches by 70 inches.
And that one's pretty beginner friendly, right?
Very beginner friendly. Yes, for sure. Everything is pieced, like beginner piecing techniques. So yeah, not daunting at all.
I love how you did some of the dark backgrounds behind the pumpkins.
Yeah.
Using those black prints.
Yeah, and that dark gray is a nice shade, I feel like, to work with.
Yeah.
Okay, this is probably I am gonna say this might be your favorite of my
Yeah.
quilt patterns.
Except
Maybe.
I haven't seen the final 2 quilts yet.
Oh, you might change your mind. Yep, I finished piecing my last 2 yesterday. So
Yeah.
yeah, that way's good. So this is Whimsy Night, and this is honey bun friendly and finishes, it's 48.5 inches by 60.5 inches. It has the stars. It has a totally scrappy look. So if just another example of if you want to make a scrappy quilt, this is a good option. I just think it's different from what I normally design. This one was a lot of fun to design, and then has the 3 borders. So the inner border, the low volume, and then the orange and that floral black print on the outside with the orange houndstooth. The orange gingham as the binding.
Yeah, I love this pattern. I've actually been playing around with it for a future project, and I thought this was going to be a lot of work, but it was so fast and so fun.
So that's one of the,
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up. I think when you look at it, you think, oh, those are really small strips. This quilt is going to take me forever. But really, the way that it's designed, you'll find in the pattern, it goes together really, really fast.
Yeah.
Really fast.
It's fun to put together.
And that
Yeah.
one would be so great with like Americana, Christmas, Valentine's
Yes.
Day. And that one's easy to theme, but can you ask Billy to come back and show us the backing and the binding? I think he forgot.
Oh, yeah.
So-
Can you bring that last quilt
So
back
actually,
first, really
the
quick?
backing, I didn't have a back. I only used a tone on tone print on this backing, so it's not very interesting to show.
To see.
Because
Yeah.
my quilter, I ran out of time giving her a backing. So, not interesting, but if I had chosen a backing, I
Yeah.
probably would have done the orange peel print, probably.
Yeah.
That's cute. I think that's cute. I mean, a lot of people do that.
Yeah, I think every once in a while it's fun just to have a tone on tone.
Yeah.
It helps me for photography. Sometimes I can lay things on the back of a
Yeah.
tone on tone quilt backing, and they photograph really well. So, okay.
So this next one is my corn maze pattern, and a lot like my Hearts at Home, but this one has pumpkins in the center of the log cabin blocks. It is jelly roll friendly, and it is 73 inches square. It just is great because it shows off the low volumes, and that's kind of what I like. Like if I'm gonna buy a jelly roll, I want to be able to use the low volumes in it because I don't want to just, I want to use the entire jelly roll is, I feel like, my goal. If I'm going to use a pre-cut like that, I want to use everything. And what's great about this is you have the blocks that are, like, this collection has a lot of different shades of, like, the grays have different shades, the oranges, different shades, and you can even go scrappy if you wanted to on this quilt. The backing is the orange peel print. I really, really like this print in the multi. I think it's cute. So that is the backing on this one.
And I'm thinking
And
when
I
this
am
collection
going to
comes
bind
out, I
this.
bet people are going to make some two-tone quilts with that dark gray brown where I think that's going to be great for a monochromatic quilt.
Oh,
100%.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So these next 2 quilts I haven't seen yet. I'm so excited to see
Yeah.
them along with all of you. Chelsea's been sewing like crazy this week.
I will tell you a story. I don't think I've slept this week. I really wanted these last 2 quilts. So these are just the quilt tops of these, but I really, really wanted to share these on the live stream. This first one is Autumn Breeze, and this is a large block quilt. And I haven't designed a large block quilt in a while, so these blocks are pretty big.
So cute.
And it's the stars with the leaves inside of them. I really, really loved making this one. It was a lot of fun. It actually goes together so fast. I think I made this in 2 days, but it's just great to show the contrasts of the collection. I love the prints, like the center block that has the dark gray with the orange, the black print with the orange. So pretty, or even the dark grays with the orange. It's just a nice contrast. I I really love this one, you guys. I think it was fun to like pair different fabrics together for it. So this is Autumn Breeze. It's fat quarter friendly, and it's 76.5 inches square. And I will probably do a floral for the backing on this.
And Canadian
And you
customers
could
are going to love
easily-
that quilt.
Oh yeah.
That is gorgeous. And
That
you
makes
could-
me happy.
You could even make it bigger by adding borders.
Yep,
Like you could
yeah.
make that for a bed.
Yeah. Yeah, you could eat or even add a row for
Yeah.
the bed. Like if you did, that's a great idea as well.
I did not realize when you look at the pattern online, I didn't realize how big the blocks were, and
Yeah,
it
they're
was
pretty
so
big.
striking.
Yeah. Only 9 blocks in that. It really went together really fast. And this next one is called October Days. Okay, so when you look at this, you think this is a lot of work, right? This went together actually so quickly. And another example, so Kimberly, this is one
my
in my
goodness.
pattern where I only cut for each row, so like I cut for the center block and I made that and then it was done. And then my pattern, you move on to the plus blocks, then you move on to the leaf blocks. So everything is done in sections. So this is really, really great for shop owners if they wanted to do a couple blocks a month and everyone just, just works on those blocks for that month. And it really did go together quickly. It is layer cake friendly and it's 52.5 inches square. So you have the center pumpkin star block with pluses and flying geese and leaves. And I really had a lot of fun making it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's super cute. I had so much fun. And I'm probably gonna back that one. I don't know. Maybe I'll do the stripe print again on that one.
I think the big one you should put Cuddle on the back.
Should I?
Yeah.
On the large
On
one?
the large one.
Autumn Breeze?
Yeah, that would just be the coziest couch.
I know. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. I might have to. So those are all my Birch and Willow quilts, and I think that's all of them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So let's talk about, I'm going to kind of take from the questions that have been coming in, but I thought we should talk a little bit about how your design process works in terms of designing the fabric from the very beginning. When do you design the patterns versus when do you design the fabric, and how does that whole process like culminate into something, like this beautiful trunk show you just showed?
So I will start from the beginning. Each collection actually just starts with hand-drawn prints. I start with the florals of the collection first, and I actually do the basics like my dot prints or the stripes or the gingham. Those all come last, and I typically like to design 5 or 6 florals, and then I will add what basics I feel like will complement those florals. We usually have a pretty even balance in the collections. And I hand draw those and I actually put them into my program on the computer and kind of go from there and work with them. And I do have a color palette in mind before I design the prints. Some people will ask, like, do you know what colors we typically talk about what the colors of the next collection is going to be. And then I just I actually mock up probably like 60 to 75 different prints that then Moda gets to look at, and they kind of look at, what they like and what will go together really well. And after all those designs are done and that process is done, and I will add, that's my favorite. I love the design aspect of it. And I love my mom always gives me great feedback. But after that's done and turned into Moda, we get something called strike offs, and that's where we can look at all of these prints actually on fabric and pick out which ones are going to create the group. And we actually just did that this week with a collection even further down the road.
Yes.
And it's always so much fun because you kind of get to see, oh, like this really doesn't work. Like the way this color is projected onto the fabric doesn't look that great like we thought it did. And we get to fine tune those strike offs just so we can make the collection. It's a process, and it kind of goes through edits just like anything would, so that we can make it the best it can be. I mean, we're anywhere from 32 to 36 SKUs of fabric. Sometimes we have a really hard time let me tell you, there are some strike offs that haven't been in collections that we were sad to see go.
Yeah.
But ultimately, what we pick is really what's best all around. And then after strike offs, 6 weeks later, we're getting pre-cuts and yardage, and then Moda will send us scans. They will scan every single print of the fabric, so that then this is the time where we start designing quilts. And yeah, then we just start designing quilts.
And sometimes I just kind of keep a running list of quilt ideas, and it's sometimes once I've seen the strike offs, then I really start narrowing it down. Oh, I'm going to do this type of quilt with that fabric. And actually, the strike offs have to go back to the mill right after we pick them, but then sometimes we get them back early, which we actually just did. And so this has been super helpful because I'm in the middle of designing quilts, and I've got those strike offs right with me, so I'm not having to do it just from the digital. And it's just so much fun to see it all play out. But yeah, our patterns come after we have finalized the strike offs.
Yeah.
Do you design
is
all
so
your
funny,
patterns
though,
all at
because-
one time?
Kinda.
I do. I feel like my mom is better about like she'll like do a couple and then do a couple.
Like we have another group that we'll be sharing at H&H this spring, and I have half of mine designed, but I will probably have them all finished up by Monday or Tuesday. So
Yeah.
yeah.
She's like so good. I haven't started any of those patterns, but I'll have them done in time. No, what is really great is my mom will, so like pictures for the catalog, for the Moda catalog. My mom will take those strike offs and will immediately make projects so that we can get pictures, actual pictures of products for the catalog, which is so nice for shop owners to see actual projects made in those fabrics. So I showed up yesterday and she already had 3 things done with the collection that we're sharing in May. I'm like, how do you have the time? But she does. So yeah.
So all the quilts you just showed,
Okay.
you made all of those yourself, right?
We actually there are a few of them in there that we had other people
I
make.
had help piecing
Yeah,
for sure.
I usually try to make, if I have 5 patterns, I usually try to make 3 and get help with a couple. So that's what, with each of those collections, there were 2 quilts that were pieced by, actually, yeah, 2 quilts in each of those collections that I shared were pieced by my friend Nancy Lane. And she's an excellent piecer
Yeah.
and does a fantastic job. She's Treehouse Quilts on Instagram. So
And I had Tammy from Moda, who has since retired. She's been piecing for me, and she is awesome. And her friend Dawn, they do Tada quilters together, so they have been really helpful this time around.
And when you're making a quilt, how many days does it take you?
well, like the pumpkin hollow row quilt, I really did do that in about 2 days. So, but I kind of just totally set those days aside to make that quilt. I really do like to make a quilt in 2 or 3 days, just get it all done.
That's me.
Yeah.
I made those quilts. I did Autumn Breeze in 2 days and October Days in 2 days as well. I just like doing it. I don't want to stop. Once I've started, I
Mhm.
guess I get impatient a little bit. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah, this was a busy week for Chelsea
yeah,
because she still had to take her kids to all the things, right?
all the
But she
things.
was sewing. I tried not to a couple times when I had to call her about business stuff, I was like, okay, I know you're really busy sewing, but
I also like set like, oh, by noon I need to have
Mhm.
these like this done. And it helps me to have a little bit of a schedule when I'm sewing. And then I know like when I need to get my kids, then I'm done for the day. Like that's when I have to stop. So I'm on a schedule.
yes.
Yeah, I feel like I do that, just plan the weekend. Okay, by Friday night, I need to have this. By Saturday at noon, I need to have this.
Yes.
And then it's like,
Yeah.
if I get it all done, then I can have a big long nap on Sunday.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
and too, like, your kids are busy and it's just helpful to have a schedule and yeah.
Hmm. For your, let's talk about starching. Do any of you starch? How do you starch?
So so I always start when I'm doing a smaller project. And I actually, which quilt was it? I believe it was the Pumpkin Hollow row quilt. I actually this time decided to do kind of what you do, only maybe not as heavy of a
Hmm.
starch. But I actually did lightly starch all of my fabrics before I cut anything out. And I was really happy with the accuracy of that quilt. So I don't know if I would ever go on full soak it
Hmm.
wet and do that, but I've been using the Magic
Spray.
spray. I'm trying to see if it's, yeah, Chelsea, if you could grab
Yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah.
And I got this from Fat Quarter Shop, so I know you guys have it.
I'm actually gonna bring this because this is something I
Okay,
need.
yeah, so I've been using this Magic Premium Quilting and Crafting Spray
Hmm.
and just lightly spraying it and ironing it. And I have really liked this. It also comes in an aerosol
Hmm.
can
Oh,
that,
I have that.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that's really good too. So, but I just feel like that's kind of been the solution for me to have a little bit of starch, but not taking the time to soak it and dry it
Hmm.
outside
Hmm.
or that.
So, Kimberly, I feel like you are like the queen of starch, and I was like super like I don't starch, I will say that. But I got a Sew Sampler box from you guys one time and it had the flatter in it.
Hmm.
And this is like I can use this. Like
Okay.
I'm good with this and I really did like it and thought it was good. So,
Yeah.
that's as far as my starching experience
Well,
goes.
I feel like with the flatter, I've used that before as like a room spray, which I know that's not what it's for, but it smells so good. It's like, just if you're not going to use it
It
as
does.
starch, you can use it as spray for your
Oh my
room.
goodness,
Yes.
that's so true.
Yep.
I agree. I love the fig scent
Wait,
and
now
the
I'm gonna smell it.
pineapple scent.
Hmm.
Oh, this is the pineapple and it's really good
Hmm.
actually.
They're all good. For the cuddle,
She's like, I've tried
Teresa
them
has a
all.
question. She says, "Can you starch the cuddle?" I'll say that I made something and
No,
I did not starch it at all.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
think you
I
I
would
can.
wouldn't.
not.
Because you can only
Yeah,
iron
I
on
wouldn't.
one side of it. Let's talk about the cuddle. I think we forgot to do all of that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Uh, the cuddle, I feel like I hadn't, cutting it was fine.
Hmm.
I did just cut one layer at a time. I
Yes.
didn't fold it. So I feel like that helps you get accurate cuts with it. And I actually just use the
Hmm.
Clover clips. Also, some of the clips that I used they're a bigger clip that they also came in a Sew Sampler box, and I
Yeah.
feel like they're a Fat Quarter Shop clip. Those were super helpful because they were a little bit bigger in holding those layers together, and I just totally used the clips. I'm actually gonna bug Billy one more time. There's a piece of fabric in the middle of that table underneath those cap sets. Yes. So I had leftover cuddle from my two quilts that you saw today that had it on the backing. And I took those leftover pieces to my quilter and we put batting in between and we just, yeah. So we just put some white fabric on the back and I had her quilt these. And they were just cut off from my quilt. And she put them just right next to each other and quilted them. And I'm going to use this for pillow backs for some fall pillows.
That's awesome. And the one question we're getting is, okay, so Shannon Fabric has a normal pile of 3 millimeters, and the Quilting Cuddle has a pile of 1.5 millimeters, so it is thinner. I've worked with it. Motor did release a video this morning using it, so that's awesome. And then I think you have some videos planned.
Yes. And we did have a video, I believe it was a week ago, Monday. So last week on Monday, we shared on our YouTube channel the cuddle quilt that you saw today. And I just kind of talked about a few tips. And I mentioned in that video that I was going to do the pillows, but I hadn't gotten it back yet from the quilter. So
yeah. And that's a great way. I mean, you can do that with cotton too. Just sew them together. I don't think I've ever thought about sewing them together to then cut them down, but I feel like people are doing that more and more when they're making those quilted jackets and stuff.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it kind of made it easier for my quilter so she could just quilt it all at the same time instead of quilting two smaller pieces. And also I think I saved backing fabric that way too.
Oh, yeah, that's a
So,
good idea.
yeah.
When you're cutting your binding strips, what size width do you cut?
2.25.
2.25.
Okay.
2.25.
Yeah.
So I do 2.5,
Yeah.
and I knew that y'all did something different. I was like, you know what? I think they do something different than I do.
Yeah. If I'm doing a mini quilt, I will sometimes even cut it at 2
2
inches,
inches.
just so it's super narrow.
I
But
like
two
it
and a
narrow.
quarter, yeah.
Yeah.
But with the cuddle, I did go ahead and cut 2.5 inches
Oh,
because
yeah.
I just wanted to be sure.
You
Yes.
needed extra because
Yes.
it's thicker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we did 3 inches, and we're gonna do kind of like a tutorial on a live stream talking about how we were able to do it. Like we did it anyway. We can talk about that later.
I actually thought about that. I thought maybe I should have done 3 inches.
Yeah, and it worked really good. I didn't do it. I had Teresa do it for me because I thought, well, she has the most experience in terms of. I mean, all I know how to do is quilt. I don't know how to hem pants. I mean, I probably do, but I'm never going to say that I do. But, like, I just thought, let me have somebody who's like an expert actually try to do this. Quilt Nana says, Sherri, do you label your quilts? I couldn't see if you did.
There was actually only one quilt that had a label on it.
And it was so cute
But-
with poinsettia and pear.
Yes.
I noticed it.
Did you notice the
Yep.
label?
Yeah.
I thought about pointing it out, but I need to do better at that. I did actually purchase some little labels that I can just put into my binding, and I just need to do better about putting those in. The one that you saw,
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to me that day, but I got ahead of myself and I sewed it onto the backing before I even took it to the quilter. So it was
Yeah.
quilted into the backing of that quilt.
Yeah, it was super cute.
So
I don't typically label my quilts. Actually, I'm changing it. I don't label my quilts, but I should. I should. They're so cute. The labels are adorable.
yeah, Kimberly, do you label all of your quilts?
I do, and I use the Sweetwater labels. And my goal for this year, each year I try to do something different because I have to change it up, right? Nobody's going to watch if I don't do something different. So my goal for this year is as many quilts as I think it'll look good, I'm going to put a label on the front somewhere. Now, it's not going to work on all the quilts
okay.
because some of the quilts are the detail too much, but I'm trying to do each one on the front. Just because then on the backing, I can just throw a backing on there. I don't have to because sometimes I'll do the label and then do a border and then another border and then another backing. And then it's like that just took up, half of my day doing a backing or something. So I'm trying to incorporate them in the front, just because I think it's different.
Yeah.
I love that.
And also then your quilter doesn't have to worry about getting it straight on the back. So,
Yeah, true.
yeah.
The quilt's
I love
on
that
the
idea.
ladder. Can you tell us the name of that pattern?
So behind the quilt, like this one?
Yeah.
Okay. That is Coastal Summer, and that's a medallion quilt made with our Strawberry Lemonade collection. So,
Do you think your Strawberry Lemonade collection was the best-selling collection y'all have done?
yes.
Yes.
For us as a store, it was.
Yeah.
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 That was, and it's my favorite collection.
It is my favorite.
Yeah.
So,
Do you sew every day?
I try. I come in this room every day and I really try to do something. I have this little kind of productivity thing where I try to leave something on my table that even if I only have 15 minutes or half an hour, that I have something I could do.
Mm-hmm.
So right now I'm going crazy because I took my Bernina 2 days ago to get its annual cleaning,
Mhm.
and I do have another sewing machine over there. I have the one I used for years, my Janome, but it's driving me crazy not seeing my sewing machine on its table.
That's like your baby.
Yes. They said a week to 10 days. They were really busy right now, and I was just like, I need it.
What sewing machines do both of you use?
So I have the Bernina Quilters Edition 475, and I have had that machine for about 2 years and just love it. And then I also have a Janome Memory Craft 6600P that I've had for probably 10 or 12 years, and I love that one too.
I don't know the exact model of it. I have a Juki. Camille and I use the same machine, I feel like.
She uses the
same Juki.
2010 Q.
That's the one
Yeah.
I have, and I love it. I think it's, if you want a great straight stitch and a powerful machine,
Mm-hmm.
like my family makes fun of me because they're like, you sound like you're driving 75 miles an hour in there. And I'm like, well, that's why I love it. Like, it's so really powerful and fast. So
So Doug, we went to a retreat, I think it was 3 years ago, and he totally suckered me into getting into these industrial machines. And oh my gosh, now I've bought two. I can sew double the amount of quilts, and it is so much quieter. But let me tell you, it's like having a BMW or something. I love it. And so, like, I feel like once people see me using it, then everybody's gonna be using industrial machines. But oh, it's so awesome. But it's
yeah,
like a
I want to
Juki.
know more about this, Kimberly.
Yeah, well, I said, Doug, you have to buy one first before I buy one because I want to make sure it works. And so he did. He bought one, and then he was sending me videos, and I was like, okay, this is really suckering me in. Yeah. But I
Doug got
love
you
it.
hooked.
Like, it's crazy how much like an iron or a sewing machine will just having a new one. It's like candy. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm so glad you mentioned this because I just realized I have a Juki in the closet.
You do. It's the same one as mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it out and start using it while my Bernina's in
Yeah.
the shop. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, it's kind of like, Lori Holt, she'll switch out her, trying to think of what they're called, those antique machines she uses. What are those called? Singers, like the featherweights. She'll change them.
Yeah.
So, like, sometimes on her video, she'll have a pink one, and then sometimes she'll have a red one, and then sometimes she'll have a blue one, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so fun.
Wait, that's actually so cute. I love that.
Do y'all remember what sewing machine you first started with?
A Janome Gold, and
Okay.
my mom got it for me. And it couldn't do much, but it could. I made a lot of quilts on that machine.
This is a funny story. One year for Christmas, I wanted to give both of my daughters a sewing machine. And so I had an older Janome that was this really amazing, it was a 4000. And I remember thinking, oh, I don't think Chelsea's ever going to quilt. I'm going to give the the 4,000 to Candace. I'm sure she'll quilt. But to kind of make it even, I went and bought a new machine for Chelsea, the Janome Gold.
Yeah.
And then that one that I gave my daughter Candace has sat in her closet for the past 10. She has never used it, and she has like this great machine in her closet. But thankfully, Chelsea, once she got past the Janome Gold, upgraded.
Yeah, upgraded a little bit.
Yeah.
And I actually got my machine from Vanessa Gertzen.
Oh, yeah.
She actually got it for Olive, and she told me, she's like, Olive isn't going to use it, so I'm like, I'll buy it from you. And so I fell in love, so.
Yeah, and my first machine was a Singer. I don't even remember which one, but my mom got it for me for my 10th birthday, and then took me to the mall, and I took a Singer sewing machine class. Yeah, so learned how to make clothing about when I was 10. So that was my first machine, and I had it all the way until I got that Janome 4000.
Wow.
What thread do you guys use?
Oh, the same. It's
The
Aurifil.
Aurifil, yeah.
But which one is it?
What color?
I can't think of the number. It's on my spool over there.
It's really, really
Should I
bright
grab
white.
it?
Yeah, grab
Grab
it.
it.
Because it's my favorite one. I typically don't use anything else. Yeah, that's the same one I have. But does it say on it?
Oh, but it doesn't have the number.
There's like
It
there's
does.
thread just
Look
like all
look
across
in the center. Look in the hole in the
It,
center.
like this.
The other one,
sticker
right there.
came off.
Oh, it came off?
Yeah, it came off.
I bet that's 2024.
I think it is 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
And I do the big spool like this. I used to do like the tiny spools, and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm running out all the time. I don't like having, so mine has lasted me forever. I haven't had to change it out
yeah.
yet.
I think it took me like 9 months to go through one of those, and that's like
Yes.
a lot.
And you quilt a lot,
Yeah.
so like more than me probably. And
Well,
yeah.
my
This is
goal
a pretty new spool.
on the weekends is, if I'm doing a lot, is I need to go through at least 2 bobbins. And those industrial machine bobbins are bigger. So I'm like, when I get through the first one, I'm like, yes, I'm halfway done.
Oh. So are they bigger than the Bernina
Yeah.
jumbo
No,
bobbins,
probably
too?
not. But they're bigger than the
Okay.
normal Juki. So I guess
Okay.
somewhere in between. And with the industrial machine, you can you only need 1 bobbin or 2 bobbins, because when you're sewing, it'll wind the other bobbin. So basically,
Oh.
I don't
Oh
have
my-
to sit there and like sit there for an hour and wind bobbins. So as I start, I just change it out and it winds the next bobbin. That's like a
that's
life
nice.
changer.
You've completely sold me on this.
Yes, it's crazy.
Yeah, if it's gonna wind my own bobbin for me, I'm sold.
Yeah, and then it's like, I mean, it just goes, and what notion can you not
That's
live
insane.
without? If you had one notion that you have to always have with every project.
Oh my goodness.
You know what? I like Doug Lico's mini simple folded corner.
That's a good one.
I love that ruler. I don't know what I would do without it. So I even have the lines were starting to get
Aw.
so faded because I had used it for so many years. I had to
Yeah.
buy another one. No, I was gonna buy another one, and I think you put it in a sew sampler box. And then I was like, yes, I have a new one. So
Okay, I'm gonna share. I use diagonal seam tape all
Yeah.
the time. Favorite. But you want to know what I love that was just in the sew sampler, and it helped me with my October Days quilt because there's so many different pieces and rows and blocks. Is the
right there.
can I grab them?
Yeah, the Alpha Clippies.
Oh,
Okay,
those have been
so
a hit. I
Kimberly-
think that's one of the best things
Oh
we
my
ever
goodness.
These are so good.
When you made them bigger, like genius. They have been so nice. So I use these a ton on these 2 quilts because I sewed the 2 quilts basically at the same time. I'm gonna say that.
And I have,
It's
we have something coming that's going to be so amazing with that. That's going to be, I don't know.
Stop.
I can't, I don't want to give it away, but it's, I told Jocelyn, I said, just do this as fast as you can before somebody does it.
Wait,
Yes.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
So
I know that's sometimes, yeah, when you have a good idea,
Yeah,
you
you
just
gotta do
wanna
it.
get it out there fast.
Yeah.
Yes.
and it's hard, it's like you got to do the prototype. There's so many things that go into it, but I
Yeah.
was like, this one we're going to like push right through.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, I can't
Well, I
wait.
can't wait to see it.
What was I going to say? Oh, your one new notion that I tried recently, and I feel like such a silly person, but for the first time, I think it's been about 2 months, I used one of those electric seam rippers. And I have never wanted to try one of those because I thought, oh, that's stupid. That's stupid. And also, like, I'm like, oh, that's a waste of money. Let me tell you, I'm seam ripping everything with that thing, and it saves a ton of time. And I'm kicking myself because I'm like, I could have been using this for like 25 years.
Oh.
So,
Oh my
What
goodness.
brand are you using?
I think it was purple. I think it was Gypsy
Okay.
Quilter. So I just
Okay.
bought it. But the reason I did it is Teresa told me, oh, it was one of your quilts. It was the block of the month for 2025. I picked a border. She put it on, and I didn't like it. And I thought, oh, I don't want to ask her to take it out. And she said, oh, it's
Yeah.
fine. She goes, I'll just use the electric seam ripper. I go, you will? So I thought, well, maybe I need to buy that and try it. And then I was like, oh, I should have been doing this forever. So that's like my new notion that I'm like so excited about. But I haven't tried.
Were
I'm
you
sure there's a
scared
bunch
to
of them. I
use
haven't
it?
tried all of them. So I don't know if they all work. But I changed my stitch length to a 1.3 now because I can just get it out with that thing. So you should try that.
Yeah.
Just for
Wow,
fun.
we have to try that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
So you do all your piecing at a 1.3?
I used to do 1.4, and when I press open, sometimes they would just like come up a little bit. So now I do 1.3 and nothing comes up. I know it's really tiny.
Oh, wow. It's tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I do when I do foundation paper piecing. I'll do like a 1.5, 1.4, but
No, so I do 1.3
Yeah.
now, and so then I never have to change it because the industrial machine it's much more, I guess, like, okay, if you go to YouTube and you look up an industrial machine, a lot of them have instructions in Chinese because they're used in factories. So there's not as many tutorials on them. So I just go to Juki Junkies and watch his, but I have to find like the exact spot because it's just not as like, like a regular machine, you go into a sewing machine
Yeah.
store and you buy one. They're easy. They're just like little buttons. This has like so many things that you have to figure out where to go. And so I just thought, you know what? Let me leave it on a 1.3. And then the next time I sew, I won't have to remember. So I just leave everything in a 1.3.
wow.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want to know if the watermelon quilt is going to come in a kit. And I don't think Moda has done a kit with that one.
So they did not do a kit of that one. But what is great about that one is it is layer cake friendly and it is easy to just get a layer cake. Then you have everything you need for it. So,
And one thing
Yeah.
I think is great about y'all's patterns is I feel like 95% of your patterns are a pre-cut and then a background, and then that's really easy for customers to shop, whether they're in a brick
Yeah.
and mortar or they're shopping online. It's just really easy for them to say, it's easy to buy. It's also easy to pull from their stash.
yes, 100%. Yeah, it's not overwhelming. Yeah, typically most of my patterns are that way.
Yeah. I feel like for us too, it saves us time. We're making so
Yeah.
many quilts every year that if we can use those pre-cuts, it's going to save us a ton of time. So,
After you design your fabrics, before you're writing a pattern, do you first think, I'm going to write a pattern for fat eighth or honey bun or jelly roll, or do you just design it and then back into the pre-cut?
so I think it depends. Sometimes for honey bun and jelly roll,
Yeah,
for
super
sure,
easy. We
I
know.
I start at the beginning. This is going to be a honey bun pattern or jelly roll or charm pack. But then I think for the others, I will design it first and then say, can this work with fat eighths, or could I even make it work with a layer cake? And at that point, sometimes I'll even make some tweaks in the pattern.
Yeah.
I had a pattern one time and I made just a small change so that it could work with fat eighths instead of fat quarters. So
That's exactly what I do. I do the same thing. And it's almost really exciting when I realize I can make it work for a specific pre-cut. I get super excited about that. So.
Yeah, I love that. Will you be at QuiltCon and Raleigh? I don't know if that's how you say
Ooh,
it.
I will not.
Me either. Yeah,
No, but
somebody
we will-
asked. But you're going to be at
we'll be at
H&H, which is the
H&H.
consumer show,
Yes,
right?
for sure.
I'll be there with Denise
Yeah,
and
and it's our-
Jocelyn. So I'll get to
Oh,
see
yay.
you.
awesome.
Haven't seen you in a
Yeah,
long
That
time.
makes me so happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I have not been to H&H before,
Oh.
so this will be new for us.
You are going to
Yeah.
go into heaven because you're going to see like so much yarn. This is what I did. I walked in and I was like, oh my God, I got to get my crochet needle out. Like, it just makes you want to do everything. And the booths are smaller. So to me, it's more intimate because to me, it's like everything is just like kind of packed in there and it's cute and you can see all of it at once instead of like, you're just looking at it instead of like having to look at a million things.
Oh.
And they have really good
Yeah.
speakers and the speakers are like in the main area, kind of in the middle. So if you need to go watch somebody or you just want to go peek, you can just leave your booth for like 2 minutes and then you can come right back.
Oh,
I love
nice.
it. I'm actually so excited.
Yeah.
And the food around there is so good. So yeah, it's fun.
We
Oh,
need
good.
your recommendations,
Yes,
Kimberly.
we need all the recommendations.
We'll go to
from
lunch.
you.
And it's all it's better than Houston because when you get off the plane, it's literally like you take a Uber and it's literally like 5 minutes to your hotel and then you can literally walk to the convention center no matter where you stay. And there's so many hotels and they're not as expensive as Houston.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really excited. We've heard all good things.
Yeah, I think you're just going to be in heaven. I mean, I just want to go to look around. I don't even want to buy fabric. I just want to go and like
Yeah.
get ideas.
Yeah.
Thank you to Andrea Brasse for the super chat. She says, thank you. I love your lives. Have y'all done live streams on your channel?
We've done a couple, but it's been
Yeah.
quite a while.
It's been a really long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all should do it. I think people love them because then you can like really interact live and you can see.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like as a store owner, I really feel more in touch with my customers and like what they're interested in, what's important to them as a consumer, and like what to focus on, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Our
it's-
our last live stream was with you.
Oh,
It-
Is it?
Yeah. It was the last time we were
did
visiting.
that one at Christmas time, like 2023, where we showed our favorite
Yeah.
things quilts.
Oh, yeah.
But when we went and filmed for the book,
Oh, yeah.
we did a live stream.
We did a live stream when
Yeah.
we were at your studio.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You could do like once a month. I think people would love it.
Yeah.
You're right though. I think you're right about being interactive is really, really important with the consumers.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it's good because
and
you
once
see
a month-
what works well and what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah. And once a month wouldn't be overwhelming to do a live
Yeah.
either. So,
No, just do it every Friday and it'll just. I'm sorry.
No, you are the queen of
You-
that.
yeah,
You are
you've
so
got the
good.
Friday slot. We'd have to pick a different day.
Jill Gainey asked a question, and all of the Moda boxed kits, those kits, the patterns are released separately. So, like whether it's a Camille box or Sherri and Chelsi box or a Vanessa box, those patterns are always available separately. So I wanted to make
Yes.
sure
Yes.
to answer that. And then one thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that both of your patterns come out earlier than the fabric. And so every pattern you saw today is out and it's available. They sell them as paper or PDF. You can find them at Fat Quarter Shop or you can find them. Sherri's website is quiltinglife.com And Chelsea's website is chelseastrattondesigns.com. Right?
Yeah.
And then
And
you're
we both,
tell them how to find you on
Yeah.
YouTube also.
so our YouTube channel is A Quilting Life, and we do a podcast there twice a month on the second and the fourth Mondays. And if there's a fifth Monday, we add in a third podcast. And the other Mondays, we just have videos, and we have a video every Thursday as well, and once in a while on Saturdays.
Yeah.
So,
And the extra podcast episode is typically like a listener questions one where people, email in questions and we answer those.
yeah, and on the podcast also, every episode we show listener quilts that people
Yes.
email to us, their photos. It has to be either our fabric or our pattern. So we have a lot of fun seeing what people make with our patterns and
Yeah.
our fabrics.
I love that. And then customers it like helps them think of ideas of what they can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a lot of questions about your free block of the month that you offer every year, Chelsea. So do you want to talk about this year's and how they can find that? And I can show my block that I did.
Yeah. So I've been doing the free block of the month since I think 2017.
Okay.
And now we've kind of fine-tuned it, so it's always the first Monday of the month that we release the pattern. And it's free to download from my website, aquiltinglife.com. And we also do a video on YouTube that day with a few more details. I show the back of the block and everything. And you go all the way through December and you get the finishing instructions. And so one thing, you just need to make sure you download those patterns throughout the year, because when the year changes, I start a new one, and it just goes from there. So, and the February block is actually going to be released this Monday. So, yeah.
And then this year you're doing red, white, and blue fabrics, right?
I'm doing two versions.
Okay.
I started wanting to do red, white, and blue, and I'm kind of making it scrappy from our older collections. But then I couldn't resist making a second version, so I am doing a scrappy, kind of more springtime version I'm kind of mixing Strawberry Lemonade, Delightfully Yours. Yeah.
Yeah, and this one's
there's your-
poinsettia
I
here.
love it.
Kimberly,
Yes. That's the January block.
you are on the ball.
Yes.
Thank you to Darcy Stuckey. She sent in a super chat.
Oh, yay.
Sherri, question for Sherri. I love your pillows because you quilt the front and the back and you give the pillow more body. Do you use soft and stable or do you use batting?
I use batting, but I have tried it with soft and stable, and I love that too. That's just like an extra boost, I think, if you can use soft and stable for that pillow back. I've never used it on the front. I've always just used batting on the front, but I think you do that too, right,
I
Kimberly?
love soft and stable. Yeah.
Do you use it on the front too of the pillow? Or
Oh,
just the
yeah,
back?
anywhere. Yeah, the front, the back, the anywhere. Yeah.
Okay.
It's everywhere.
Well, it makes the quilting more puffy, and it makes it where it's
Yes.
like. I mean, my kids are pretty. Well, I guess they're kind of teenagers now, but they ruin stuff, and I feel like with the soft and stable, it's gonna like stand up more. They throw them. It's just gonna last longer. The texture.
The durability of it too.
Yeah.
Lots of pillow fights.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna have to try that on the front then. I'm gonna
Oh
have to-
yeah.
Okay.
If you're using one of your striped backings, do you have to have extra to make the stripe bindings line up? You don't really make them line up, right? You just kind of guess.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like our striped backings the stripes are pretty narrow, so even if you did want to exactly line it up, you would only need like an extra inch or
Yeah.
two. So
Yeah.
not even a noticeable amount.
Yeah, and your eyes, once it's put
Yeah.
together, won't even notice anything that is off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll look pretty seamless
Yeah.
with the size that we have.
We had some questions about Fireside by Moda, and that's totally different than Shannon Cotton. Have y'all used Fireside before?
I
You
have.
yeah.
Yes.
So it's totally
And
different.
I actually,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a little bit different. I actually feel like it slipped a little more, maybe wasn't as easy to use as a backing as the Cuddle.
And then
So,
there's
but
like
it
only
is
a few
just as
colors.
cozy.
Yeah. There's just
Yeah,
a lot less
I
colors.
think the Fireside, yeah. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like
A minimal range of colors.
a range of colors. Yeah, I did use it. I did. Joanna Figueroa had a blue patchwork cheater print that was 60 inches wide, and I did use a navy Fireside for the back of that.
Oh, it's actually so good.
It's actually, yeah, it's actually out in my family room
It's on the couch.
on the couch, but I love that quilt. And
Yeah.
but I did really feel like the Cuddle was a lot easier to manipulate for my quilter.
And from what I know, Moda seems that they're going to they pick some solids that match their designers' colors, but then also each time maybe they're going to have one or two collections that have the Quilting Cuddle with prints. And it seems like the first 3 I've seen have 10 SKUs each. So I don't know if that's what, do you know if that's what they're going to keep doing or?
That's what they told us.
Yeah.
And ours was kind of like they just decided to do it with Birch and Willow while we were at Quilt Market. And I have to say, like, I love it having the soft, the 10 SKUs, you can always find something in there that you want to use for a backing,
Yeah.
even if you're not piecing with it. But yeah, I love
it.
the quilt with both front and back with it. But I do think you would need to do more simple patterns because of the bulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My oldest got home from school the day that it arrived, and she was like, "You are making me like pajama pants out of this." I'm like, "Oh, I could try. Like, I could try." She was obsessed.
Sherri, do you want to talk about your cross stitch patterns and a little bit about that? We have some questions on your cross stitch patterns.
Yeah. So the last, I guess maybe 6 or 7 collections, we've had cross stitch patterns that coordinate, and I actually don't do those. Katie Nolan does those. Her shop is Count Your Stitches Design Co. And she's actually the daughter of one of my friends who quilts for both of us. And so Katie quilts too, but she really just loves doing the stitching. Yeah, she has young kids and she can do the cross stitch a lot easier. So I send her my patterns that I think will look good in cross stitch after I've designed them all, and then she will come up with the cross stitch designs, and she finishes them really cute, and she always sends the finished projects to me, and we do a little trunk show on our YouTube channel. And so that's been really, really fun to have those coordinating pieces.
Chelsi, do you think you will venture into that?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe.
Vanessa Gertzen does her own.
Yeah.
She has loved it.
Yeah. I think I just need to, and Katie actually sent me one. I think I just need to do it. I think I'm like so intimidated by sometimes like starting something different than quilting. But I was that way with quilting. I was like, I'm scared to quilt. I don't ever want to do it. And I fell in love with it. So never say never, for sure.
Yeah. Can you talk about your current sew-alongs that you have going now, and then any that you have planned in the future?
So right now we just have the block of the month,
Which is
and we had such a busy fall with actually, Delightfully Yours, and then Poinsettia and Pear, and then 2 months later Birch and Willow. So we kind of knew that we wouldn't be doing a sew along in the fall. We did do last spring my Harbor Row quilt. We did a sew along with that, and all those videos are still on YouTube. But my plan is to do the low volume quilt along.
Yeah, and I'm
That's my
actually,
next
I would
one.
do that. I would do that.
So
If
you
were
have to
gonna
keep
do
me
it, I would
posted
do
and
that.
text me.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. I'm gonna pick a pattern and we're gonna do that.
Yeah. Does piecing the cuddle cause bulky seams? I wish it came in 90-inch wide. I'm sure Moda is watching, so they can they'll see that comment. I can't comment on if they're gonna do that, but for me, when I used 1/4-inch seams because I was like, oh, I did 1/2 inch. I did 1/2-inch seams. The only thing that was hard was you can't iron the pretty side. You can only iron the back.
Yeah, yeah.
So that
You
was
can
the
go on one
only
side.
difficulty I had, but I didn't think it was too bulky because did you press yours open? I pressed mine open.
I did press them all open.
So it's
Yeah, that
less
helps.
bulky.
So it would
Yeah.
be less bulky.
Bulky.
Yeah. And I did kind of stay closer to a 1/4 inch. I thought I was going to have to do bigger, but my pattern was just squares and rectangles. So I think that it worked out for me to do closer to a 1/4 inch. But when I added my borders, I used 1/2 inch seam
1/2 inch.
because, yeah.
Well, I used is it here? I used the seam roller instead of ironing until at first I was ironing and then I was like, this is a lot. So then I started using this, and then at the end I just did like an all over press on the back. Because I almost didn't trust myself to not iron on the front. Because, I go so fast.
Yes.
And I'm not
Yeah.
always paying attention. Like, I'm watching true crime. I'm watching some mobster on TV. I mean,
Yes.
I'm watching the craziest stuff. I've been watching the craziest stuff lately. Kevin's like, you're watching crazier stuff. I'm like, I am out of content. So, yes, I am watching crazier stuff.
Kevin is concerned.
Oh, and you know what? I went to the Mob Museum. We talked about that last time.
How did you like it?
I loved it. I
Can't
want to go
believe.
back and so I took 2 of my boys. They wanted to go to WWE, and I love Vegas, so I took them to WWE. We met some wrestlers in the hallway who, I guess one of them now, I said the other night, who was wrestling? And they said, oh, the guy you met at the elevator. I don't know the guy's name.
Oh.
But I had the best weekend ever going to Vegas. I don't think my kids love the Mob Museum, so they were kind of like, Mom,
Yeah.
can we go? Mom, please. Mom. They're just like, when you start hearing that word, so I would love to go back just by myself, even without Kevin. So I would read every single sign in there. And they
Just
actually
really
have
soak
a
it all
really good
in.
YouTube channel. It's called The Mob Museum. And I've watched every episode. And they
Oh,
have
I did not
they have
know that.
speakers there. And so I went and I made my kids listen to this, and he told the craziest stories, and my kids were like, this is probably inappropriate for you to take us. And I was like, go tell your dad, because they always tell on me. But it was like a crazy mobster who killed people, and he was speaking, and he was really talking about it. And I was like, this is probably one of my mom fail moments, but I loved it so much. I loved it. Yeah.
There are so many. Yeah, I loved when I went I could go back to the Mob Museum too and see.
Yeah.
There's so much you can learn, and you go through the different rooms and you see all the different.
It's very cool. I'm so glad you got to go, though.
I'm glad you got to go.
Yeah, I was
You gotta
so
go
excited.
back. You gotta go back.
My
so
sons
you
were
can
like,
really-
I don't know. I think one of them actually liked it a little bit more than the other. And at the end, you know, when you go to a museum, they always end up in a bookstore, right? That's what they all do. But this one,
Yes.
you go through, and Godfather was on. And my son was like, oh, and he likes that. So I was like, oh, I could have just told you to come sit over here, and I could have just stayed. But it was, at that point, it was too late. I was like, okay. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you to Ladybug Stitch Company. She says, great live stream.
Thank you.
Someone wants to know where you're, okay, and this is really funny because years ago, you still have that cutting table, and I still love that cutting table, and it's still not available. So I know you've gone through a million questions about your cutting table, but now somebody wants to know where you got your bookcases.
Oh, they're cute.
So these are actually the Joanna Gaines collection.
Okay.
I got them from RC. We have an RC Willie in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're all over the country or not, but it is a
That's the
Joanna
brand.
Gaines brand. So these you should be able to find. So yeah, and my cutting table, I love
That
it.
is the best cutting
And
table ever.
It is the best.
If
And
it ever
yeah,
comes back, I'm buying 10 of them.
yeah.
It's like the
I
best
have all the
color.
information.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And I have all the information on my blog, but nobody can find it because
Yeah.
they quit making
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So
Do you ever
We need to
use
bring it back.
pre-wound bobbins on your machines?
I don't.
I don't.
I
Yeah.
haven't. I know Ann Sutton always does.
Oh, does she?
Everything. And I think she likes it because, the applique, I think it just works, but
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I buy them, but that's what I kind of use them for is to, if I'm going on a trip and I'm going to be doing some binding or
yeah.
some handwork, I have those pre-wound bobbins in a donut.
the donut,
and
those
I
are
can
the
just
best.
take them.
Yeah.
Yes. And then I know I have the thread of a color that will probably work. So
We have a lot of questions on your collections, so I'm going to ask them separately. Do you think you're going to do another collection similar to Bountiful Blooms?
Oh,
that
maybe.
we get asked about that collection all
Yeah.
the time.
We
and
really do.
We both love it. It actually didn't sell as well
Yeah.
as some of our brighter collections, but then we keep getting asked
Comments
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe future.
Yeah.
Maybe future.
And maybe as many people didn't know who we were back when we did that originally, so maybe it would do better now.
Yeah.
When I feel like the trends, everything changes. The trends, one
So
color,
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like the new thing now is the owls from the 80s. And I was telling Kevin a story yesterday about my mom had this. It's still in her house. And when we were little, it was from remember they used to have those I'm really aging myself, where you would go to someone's house and they would sell you all those handmade project, what was that called? It's like this gold mirror and it has this gold owl in front
I
of it,
know
and it's
exactly.
so scary, and I'm like, that is coming back. That whole thing. Oh
Yeah. Yeah, you would go and it would be all these home decor
Yes.
items. Yes. I can't remember what the company was called
That's
either, but
better.
I've been to those parties.
yeah.
I like how you're like, it's back. It's back.
I know, and I'm like, Kevin, next time we go to my mom's house, I'm going to show you the owl, and he's just looking at me like, I don't care about the owl. And then this is a good question. Are you going to do any red, white, and blue collections?
Ooh, that's a
really good question.
In the future, probably, right?
In the future, probably. We're
that a
so
good-
terrible at
Is that a
this.
good answer?
I think
That's a
they
good
get
answer.
it. And then Barry's wife, thank you for the super chat. Somebody asked where I got my shirt. I got it at freckledpoppy.com, and I got it. I'm so bad. I get those Facebook ads. If I could just not click a Facebook ad, that'd be great.
Home interior
Home interior.
for the owls.
Oh, the owls. Home interior is what Denise said. How did you find
Home
that out?
interiors.
Oh,
That
someone in
is
chat.
it.
Thank you
That's
to the
the
person
name
in
of it.
chat.
Multiple people.
Multiple
Yes.
people. Okay. Yeah, but I mean, I just remember that owl. I always would walk in the living room and I'm like, that's scary. And now it's coming back and I'm like, you know what? It's still in my
It's coming
mom's
back to
house.
haunt
And it's
you.
from the 70s.
Yes.
No, your top is really cute though, but I hear you. It's hard not to click the ads and just be like, oh, I'm gonna buy this. It's so easy.
Yeah.
So.
And then it remembers where you clicked. So then the ad keeps coming
Yes.
back and back and back. And so,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just bought a skirt from this company that Chelsea buys a lot of stuff from. I started following them on Instagram and man, I clicked and I bought and then I thought, oh,
So easy.
hope Chelsea doesn't have that too.
I probably don't.
But yeah, they dropped a whole bunch of stuff recently
Yeah.
and there was a cute skirt. So now I'm probably going to see ads from them forever.
Was it
Yeah.
balm?
It
we-
was the shop
Stevie.
Yes.
I love her shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a sales rep come in. Well, not a sales rep, but like a company we work with, like an outside vendor. They came in and they really were coming to visit with Kevin. But Kevin asked a couple of us to go to the meeting, so we went, and she had the cutest jacket. I haven't, and she told me she bought
Somebody
it
just
just
laughed.
because she was going to come meet me. And she knew, because it was kind of quilty. She told me exactly where she found it. I was on that site for 2 hours, and I know Denise went to the site too, and neither one of us found it. And it was like, oh, it was so cute. It was so cute.
Wasn't
Oh
it-
my
was it
goodness.
Granny squares? Granny crochet squares?
It wasn't granny, but it
Oh,
was like
Granny
polka
Crush.
dot, and it was like puffy. Kind of like, you know, the 80s puffy? Oh, I was like, that's so me.
Yes.
Oh.
Puffy is in.
Yeah, and you know what's really crazy? I always tell Kevin, like, we go to all these basketball games, and I feel like everyone where my kids go to school, all the moms dress the same. They have the same brand on. They have the trucker hat. They have everything. And I just dress like I dress, and I'm like, I feel so out of place here. I don't have on sweatpants. I don't have on a sweatshirt, and I don't have on a trucker hat, and I have on some crazy... I definitely don't fit in. Because, I mean, I feel like it's such a trend now to everybody dress alike.
They really
That's
do.
true.
I'm like mid-season of my daughter's basketball too, and that is the look. Like,
Yes.
definitely.
Yeah, the hat,
Yeah.
yeah.
Keep being you, Kimberly.
Yes.
Soon they're all going to be dressing like you. That's gonna.
Quilters have to represent.
Yeah, we got to represent,
Yeah.
Yeah.
even at basketball games. So.
Well, it's funny because, you know, like on live streams, people ask where I dress. Let me tell you, in my real life, nobody cares how I dress. I will tell you that. Let's see. Can you clarify what are the distinguishing? Oh, this is a good one. Can you clarify, like, what are the characteristics of a low volume? And to me, before you answer, I feel like everybody has a different answer. So don't attack us if our answer doesn't fit y'all's answer, because I feel like years ago, do you remember when it was like big and controversial? What is a low volume? And it was like a whole thing on the internet. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like a
and I
whole
feel
thing
like-
about this is low volume or this isn't. So
Yeah. I feel like if it's not too busy for me to use it as a background,
Yeah.
then I'm going to call it a low volume.
mhm,
If it's super, super busy
mhm.
and it's going to take away from the block, then
Yeah.
I'm not going to call it a low volume. That's kind of my definition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because if it's busy enough, it reads as a solid.
Yeah.
Typically, to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say mine's the same.
Yeah. And
What-
I still call a tone on tone a low volume. Too,
Yeah.
You do.
You know, and I feel like, but I love it when there's just a light print or just enough of a print to where it shows up but doesn't take over.
Mhm.
Yeah.
One question I
And
thought
we
of
really
earlier
do.
is, you know, when you have the Birch and Willow collection, you know, it has however many SKUs, 30 or however many. Who picks the 10 SKUs that go in Cuddle? Do you pick it or does Moda?
Moda picked
Moda
those.
picked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they did a good job because I was,
They
yeah.
Yeah,
really-
they did.
Yeah, because I remember waiting to get those scans from
So we
them
could design quilts
so
in
that
it.
we could play around with it, and I was like, "Oh, they did a good job."
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm really
excited
happy with those.
because now that it's actually like coming out, it's actually in the stores. We're going to actually see customers showing it, giving tips. And so I feel like it's going to really catch on once people have actually touched it, worked with it. I think it's going to be a big hit. I like really think it's going to be
Yes.
like the next thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, you know, of course you could always have backed your quilt with like the fireside or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but this is so much better because you can actually match the print
Mm-hmm.
from the front of your quilt and have it on the back, and it's soft. So
Yeah. Or even like on the back of a pillow.
Yes.
Or like it's just super great.
yeah.
And Moda's working with Shannon Fabrics. So Shannon Fabrics is like known for their minky and like the quality. So I love that because you know, like we get zero complaints about Shannon Fabrics. So you know the quality is going to be good. So when they started working with them, I was like, oh, that's like a home run because, you know, both
Yeah.
companies
Yeah.
are known for like their quality, their color, you know, making sure everything's really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think the Shannon Cuddle The colors are just spot
They're
on.
They are
they were
great.
spot on, which is
Yes.
super important. I
Yeah.
feel like when you're matching with your collection, they did a really, really great job.
Well, remember
Good
when I
quality,
saw
like you
it,
said.
Chelsea, that week when the sales rep came and I was immediately texting your mom. I was like, "So, what are you gonna do? What are your tips?" And I actually used it before you did because I was like, "You be the."
You did,
yeah.
I wanted her to be the guinea pig to tell me what to not do, and I couldn't wait. So
I know you beat me by about a week.
Yes.
Like, you started sewing with it, and my fabric arrived like the next day or something.
That's
Yeah.
so funny. She did tell me you guys were messaging, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, I love it.
yeah, I try
I
not
still
to like
actually
mess with
have to
people
make
too much,
mine.
but then when I get excited, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I gotta know what everybody's doing."
Yeah.
Do you
Like,
have a
I'll just go
tease
ahead and do
for stuff coming in the future, like maybe fabric collection, designs, sew-alongs, anything like for people to look forward to?
I will say we're debuting we're really excited about it. The collection we will be sharing at H&H, and we actually just turned in strike offs for a collection you'll be seeing this fall that is kind of another sister collection to a collection we've had previous. So we for sure have 2 more collections we'll be showing this year. And
Yeah.
I
would
want to
s-
say more.
would
It's so good,
say-
you guys.
I would say that the May collection is my second favorite collection we've ever done after Strawberry Lemonade.
It's
It is amazing.
it's something my mom has been asking me for years. Can we do this collection? Can we do this collection? And it was actually me. I was always the one that was like, let's wait. And
Yeah.
she loves it. So
Yeah, it's been super fun to sew. And I've only been sewing with the strike-offs. And, strike-offs are kind of like
Small.
fat eighths, fat quarter size.
yeah,
I have been amazed at how much I can get out of
you
it.
get out of it.
And also because I am using the low volumes. And then I'm just adding in Bella 200.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can usually tell right away when I start sewing with the collection how much I love it. And
Mhm.
this one, it's a good one.
Yeah.
I'll just say that.
I'm gonna start designing my patterns for it. I know you have designed some.
Yeah. We need to decide who's going to do the row
Yeah, we
quilt.
need to decide.
I've been holding off.
Y'all, you know what y'all should do? Y'all should both do a row quilt and then have a row along and do it at the same time and have like the same number of rows. So like Sherri has 6 rows, you have 6 rows, they're both the same width, and then people can mix and match the rows.
Okay, that
That's-
would be super
Let's both
cool.
do a row quilt.
Okay,
and
let's do it.
Come up with the same width.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, I love it.
Kimberly, you gotta join in if we do
Yes.
so long.
And then they could buy both patterns and
Yes.
they could
And
kind
then
of
pick
make
which
their
rows.
own unique quilt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like just
Yes,
make each row
I
the
love
same
that.
width and the same height, and then let me know so I have plenty of time to plan. I can put it in my schedule.
Okay.
We got you.
Yes,
We
we'll
got
get you early versions of the patterns.
What would be your favorite all-time block? I already know Sherri's answer, but well, I mean, I want to
Mine
see
would
if
be a
she
log
answers
cabin.
what I think.
I guess Churn Dash
Yeah, I knew you were going to
or
say that.
Star.
I was going to say Churn Dash.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, I'm looking the quilt that I replaced on my wall
Yeah.
behind where I film. Also, has churn dashes. Also, I
Mhm.
thought that was so funny.
Well, you shared it. You shared it on the live stream, the Churn Dash quilt.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
the one that used to be up there, but the one that's there now also has churn
Oh,
dash.
yeah.
So I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I must love churn dash. So.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
about you,
mine is
Chelsea?
log cabin, I think, for
Log
sure.
cabin?
Log cabins all the way. Yeah.
Another question I thought about asking, because I think y'all have changed over the years, but like, do you use any type of like foundation paper? Like, what's your method for half square triangles and what's your method for flying geese? Because everyone does that differently.
So for half square triangles, if they're really tiny, like the 1 inch, I will definitely use paper. Even if they're bigger, 2 inch or 3 inch, I will use paper if I'm making a whole bunch that are from the same fabric. And so, in fact, my Crossroads quilt, that I shared earlier today in the Birch and Willow. I used your triangles on a roll for that. And I thought that was good to know too, that the triangle paper did work with the fabric requirements, because I oftentimes will just size it up and trim it down. If I'm only making 3 or 4, or even if it's less than 8, I'll probably just make it bigger, trim it down.
Yeah.
But if there are 8 or more, I'm going to use the foundation, the triangle on a roll type paper.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought this up because I was kicking myself. I had so many half square triangles that I just did, and I have so much of your triangle on a roll, and I didn't use it, and I was just kicking myself. I'm like, I should have used that, but...
Yeah, and she actually the other day asked me to
her
trim some, and I
knew she was busy.
And I knew that they weren't done with paper, and I was just like... No, I can't. I got to get this room ready for the live stream. Yeah. And if they had been done with paper,
she would have done
it. Done it because then you just trace.
It's so easy
on the line.
It's convenient. So I did. I trimmed them all individually and was kicking myself the whole time.
What about flying geese?
Flying geese.
Ooh.
I have like this weird thing that I do now. I use the creative grids.
Oh, that ruler.
That ruler. And I will use those measurements and oversize it, but then I use the block lock to trim them.
Yes.
Because I like the edge of the block lock. Yeah. But I will do the 4 at a time.
Yes.
With the creative grids ruler and then trim it with the block lock. So
I should be doing the same as you. I also had to make 1 million flying geese for October days.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I kind of just like ripping through flying geese and turning on a show, and I don't know. But I should use like a method that you use.
Yeah, I did that with my pumpkin hollow row quilt too. I used the block lock for the flying geese, and I love them to be perfect and not have the points cut off. So,
do you press open or to one side?
Oh, to one side.
On flying geese?
Oh no, on anything.
No.
Oh,
on anything.
Kind of a mix.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a mix.
A mix.
On certain things, I'm gonna press it open to reduce bulk,
Yeah.
but
yeah, that's me too.
I mean, typically I'm just like to one
Do you
side.
press open all the time, Kimberly?
I would say 90% of the time. It
my
adds so much
goodness.
time. So what I've decided in my head is, since I got the industrial machine, now I can press everything open because the industrial machine is saving me time over here, so then I can spend my time. But my favorite thing to do is cut and iron. My least favorite thing to do is sew. I could just cut fabric all day, every day, and never sew a quilt.
That is so funny.
Yep.
What?
Wow.
That's like my favorate thing. So like when I go home, I'm like, oh, I'm going to cut this quilt, and then I'll piece it whenever.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting because I actually don't mind any of the part of the process, I guess. But I don't know if I'd ever say cutting was my favorite part, but I do like it too.
Wait, Kimberly, do you like listening to a podcast when you sew or watching a show?
I do all of it. So it depends. Like if Kevin's home, I will put my headphones on because otherwise I have to have my TV super loud and it's annoying and I know it annoys him. So I will listen to podcasts. I will listen to music. Very little, but I will listen to books. I've been listening to Audible books and
Audible's like my thing right now.
Yeah. And I guess I get 1 credit a month, and so I have all these credits, and I guess they come with the Amazon subscription because Kevin emails me every time I get a credit. So I haven't even used them up yet, but I can't do anything in the quiet. Like I can't do anything in silence. So it's always just something. But my new thing now, I'm into all this mob stuff, which is really ridiculous.
Well, you got to use your credits.
Yeah, I know, because it's like before they run out. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you got to use them. Go get some mob stories. Go do the.
Yeah.
I need to get some headphones.
Yes.
Because what you just said.
Yes.
I'm always turning everything up so loud
so
I can hear it.
Yeah,
but
if I just some beats.
If I just had some Yeah,
something.
like your daughter has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get the noise canceling, and then you won't hear the sewing machine.
Yes, that's what I need to do.
Yeah. So one thing I wanted to end with is if you guys have not subscribed to them, I would go to their YouTube channel and subscribe to A Quilting Life. I would follow them on Instagram at A Quilting Life, and then I would follow Chelsi at Chelsi Stratton Designs. And I would love if all of you guys put a comment in there that Sherri and Chelsi could watch, something that they talked about that inspired you, just so they know what our fans are looking for. And I just really appreciate your time and like the fact that y'all came on and y'all showed all your quilts. The one thing that I love about your YouTube channel that's different from everybody else's YouTube channel is the day that your fabric is shown to quilt shops, the day before you show all the quilts. So I can watch as a shop owner that video before my sales rep comes. I already can tell, like, okay, this is what's going to sell the best. This is what I need to order to have for all of these quilts. So I love that about your channel.
Oh,
Thank you. Kimberly, we're so grateful. We're so glad to be here with you today, really. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And yeah, about those videos, we always get the date from Moda that we can do it, and we schedule it on that day. So,
and you're really the only designer that does that, and so I love it. And you know, I love it also because I can walk in the room and act like I know everything. And Kevin's like, "How do you know all that?" I'm like, "Because I watched it on YouTube." So,
oh.
yeah,
I
well,
love that.
thank you so much for joining us. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys next Friday, and I'll be texting you guys, I'm sure, about Minky. So,
Yes.
okay, bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye.